Welcome to StarCraft 2 Battle Report.
My name's Dustin Browder. I'm the lead designer on StarCraft 2.
And my name's Robert Simpson. I'm a Blizzard Esports team member.
We've got a great game for you here today. We've got Matt Cooper playing as the Blue Zerg, and we've got David Kim playing as the Red Terrans.
These players are going to be duking it out on blistering stands. This is a 1v1 map that no one at home has gotten to see yet. Down in the lower left-hand corner of the map, we can see David Kim starting as the Red Terran, and all the way across the terrain up in that top right corner, we have Matthew Cooper playing as the Blue Zerg.
Yeah, so this map has a lot of special features on it that will really affect the course of gameplay, and there's a lot of new mechanics that are original and new to StarCraft 2 on this map. Now, coming down from the Zerg base, there's this narrow ramp here that players can use to defend their base. And from this ramp, you move into the first, what we call the natural expansion. This is a place where the Zerg player could easily create a new base and harvest some additional resources. There's a very small choke here the Zerg player can use to defend his base. And as we move out across the map, we'll see there's other opportunities for both players to expand. There's these rocks that are guarding this expansion. You need to destroy these rocks with weapon fire in order to get access to these yellow crystals, which are worth a lot more than the blue crystals that are in the players' bases. There's also these Zelnaga watchtowers, which players can capture with a single unit that gives them vision over a wide area of the map. These are very, very key to understanding what's going on the map and to be able to scout your enemy's movements before he moves to engage you. And like any good StarCraft map, it's mirrored on all sides. So you can see there's another rock up there with some more yellow crystals, and over here there's an expansion for the Terrans, a small choke point that leads back up into the Terran base.
David Kim's thrown down his first barracks as he sends that first SCV out to try to scout Matthew Cooper's base.
Yeah, and that SCV is going to move past there. It's going to see that Overlord flying overhead, so he knows the other player's playing as the Zerg at this point, and he's going to be able to move in and see what he can see inside the Zerg base. This first scout is very, very important. And here comes a drone moving down, trying to create a fast expansion.
And here he goes. It's looking like that SCV is just going to miss that drone. We can see that Matt Cooper was saving up his minerals to try and get the fast expand down. And it looks like David Kim moves away. He doesn't see this expansion. And Matthew Cooper seizes the opportunity and places that natural expand.
What a great move by the Zerg player. That SCV could totally have blocked that drone from making that hatchery. The hatchery cannot build where the SCV is standing. So the SCV could just hung out there and blocked that drone from making that hatchery. Instead, the drone sneaks off, hides in the back, and he's able to make the expansion, put the hatchery in play, and the SCV is reduced to just scouting around inside the Zerg base.
And so David Kim is moving this SCV around, and it looks like Matt Cooper tries to throw down a spawning pool, but that SCV gets a little revenge by blocking it, delaying it for a few seconds. Matthew Cooper knows that he needs to get down that spawning pool to keep up, and there it goes.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was hoping to do with the hatchery. He could have kept that hatchery occupied and off the board for a long time, but instead the hatchery has gone down, and now even the spawning pools go down, and that SCV is just reduced to scouting around inside the base.
And now David Kim's base, he's just building like usual, and back over at that natural expanse, and David Kim is not giving up on harassing this natural.
And there goes a bunker. What a great move by the Terran players, putting a bunker into position there. And you can see the drone is attacking the bunker, trying to attack the SCV to make sure that bunker doesn't go into position. If the Terran player can get any troops into that bunker, it could be a real problem for the Zerg player.
Now, the Zerg player is not discouraged by this move. He's moving out an extra drone to give it just a little bit back up. He wants that hatchery to finish. It is imperative to his strategy to get that fast expand.
And here comes the Terrans trying to reinforce that bunker. He's got another SCV, and his first Marine is moving across the map, trying to get to that bunker in time so he can really use that bunker to tear apart that hatchery and just cause all kinds of problems for the Zerg player.
Like we can see that Matt Cooper's spawning pool just finished up, and there we can see 4 Zerglings being built. He's going to need those Zerglings to take down that bunker.
Now you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, we've got our new overlays that show us what's going on the map. And you can see there are 4 Zerglings currently in production right now, and a Queen, which could be instrumental in protecting this Zerg base from this very aggressive move by the Terran player.
And Matthew Cooper is going for Banelings as well. We saw him put down that extractor a little bit earlier. He now has some gas. He's getting those Banelings started. They deal absolutely enormous damage to ground units.
And there, the one Marine has gotten into the bunker, and the bunker is being repaired by the SCV, and the Terran presses on. The creep is expanding around the bunker, but it's not going to be enough to really stop this bunker from doing a lot of damage. The Zergling, 4 Zerglings is not enough to take down that bunker, so especially with the SCVs in the area. So he's going to back away and move to a position here where he can block any additional reinforcements from moving to engage against this bunker. He doesn't want any more Terran forces to get in here and help this bunker out. And you can see those Zerglings are dancing back and forth on the left-hand side of your screen while the Queen dances around looking for an opportunity to come in and strike at this bunker. And here's some Zerglings moving in. Oh, not quite liking the look of that. They need more reinforcements than that. Moving away to a chance where they can move everything in to attack the bunker.
Now Matt Cooper's moving in with everything all at once. Right as his spine crawler is just about to finish up, he is going to lay down too much fire on that bunker for those SCVs to handle. It's looking like a relatively large loss for David Kim.
Yeah, he's taken out that Marine and he's taken out that bunker, and it looks like the the Terran's hopes of sort of an early victory here against this expansion have been dashed. The Queen is in play, and the Zerglings are free, loose, moving across the map.
Now we can see the Queen taking advantage of spawning those extra larvae on that hatchery. We just saw them fly off of there. Back over at David Kim's base, he has continued production as usual. He does have a second bunker down, and he's going for 2 tech labs in addition to the Merc compound. We could see some Reapers out here.
Yeah, the Merc compound allows him to upgrade his Marines, but it also enables him to create Reapers, which is a small, fast, jump jet equipped infantry that can really... Oh, and here comes the Zerg trying to push in. The Terrans bring up a few SCVs as reinforcements, and the Marines manage to drive the Zerg back. The Terrans have managed to hold their choke against what might have been a very dangerous raid by the Zerg.
That's right. That was too many Zerglings for just those 4 Marines to try to hold off. So we did bring up those SCVs as a little reinforcement. We do see a couple Banelings being morphed into play over here. Those Zerglings are able to evolve into Banelings, which are little guys that roll around and explode for tons of damage.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage to small units like Reapers and like Marines. This could be a real threat to the Terran player, especially if he remains, get in that choke in an area that's small. Those Banelings can do a lot of damage. He doesn't see the Banelings. He doesn't know the threat he's in here. He's just dancing out, trying to push the Zerg back, and the Zerg are backing away a little bit, trying to get the Terrans to draw away so they can really use those Banelings and Zergling to just tear them to pieces.
Now he's trying to keep all these units occupied while his Banelings get into position. Here he goes. It's looking like he's moving and going to try to use those Banelings to deal some terrible damage on that Terran player.
Oh, and he manages to avoid the SCV. What a great move by the Zerg player. He's moving in. He's trying to find the perfect spot, and there he takes out a couple of Marines. What a great move. And it looks like the Marines are running for their lives now, trying to get away. He's got 1 Marine, 1 SCV on the run as he tries to get out. He's got 2 Reapers in the base, but it's looking very, very bad for the Terran player right now as the Zerg move in for what could be the kill.
If those Banelings are able to get around into the SCVs, we could deal huge economic damage to David Kim, but it's not looking like they're going to be able to get there because he places his Marine perfect. We have a couple of the Reapers laying down some cover fire. Will that Baneling be able to take out both of those Reapers? No, only one of them goes down. He still has the Reaper and the Marine to defend.
What a great move by the Terran player. He uses 1 Marine to block that position between those 2 barracks, and it prevented the Banelings from getting in and doing what they really wanted to do, which was get into the SCVs. They could have just done tons of damage to those SCVs, and instead, the Terran player gets away relatively free from that attack, and he's moved into a position here where he's not going to be able to do a lot. Now, the Zerg are moving their spine crawler up to defend their base, and it looks like he's preparing for what could be, what he's worried might be a counterattack. At the same time, he is putting down a Roach Warren, which is going to allow him to put roaches on the battlefield while the Terrans continue to move out and try to keep these Zerg away from his base.
Now, all these Zerglings here are just too many for a couple of those Marines in the SCV, so he brings the Reapers as backup. Will those Zerglings be able to surround the Reapers? No! One of those Reapers in the back only had 10 HP. Due to David Kim's fantastic positioning, he was able to keep that alive and keep the pressure on.
And that's a lot of Zerglings on the field right now. We saw a Terran bunker going up there by the Terran choke point there. That'll be a huge help for the Terran player. He's really going to need that. Meanwhile, we can see